And actually, James, it starts with this gas crisis. I'm calling it a crisis because I can't get no gas, man.
You can't get
I'm
nothing,
down.
man?
I have not been able to get any gas for 3 days. Since this all started. And I'm almost down on fumes. Now, I might end up having to siphon off the gas out of one of my cars that is broken. My car that's broken down in the driveway.
Okay.
It still got gas in it. So I might have to siphon off some gas just to be able to make it through the weekend, because there is a shortage, despite the fact that the gas pipeline is back up. The Colonial pipeline is back and up and running after the ransomware attack. The gas prices are soaring, and there's still a shortage as things try to get back to normal. Gas stations across the East Coast are running out of gas as hoarders are driving a possible shortage in fuel in reaction to the Colonial pipeline ransomware attack that shut down the critical flow of gas to the East Coast. Now, there is not a shortage of gas, but for all of the hoarding that we've been seeing across the country. The price of gas topped $3 per gallon for the first time in nearly 6 years. And I want us to also keep in mind that the cost of fuel is impacted not only by the ransomware attack, but it's also impacted by all of the panic buying that we've seen across the South, where we saw people filling up plastic bags of gasoline, filling up trash cans of gasoline, filling up just containers that are sure to explode at some point because of the level of ignorance that happens in this country. They're filling it up with gasoline, and that is also driving not only the shortage, but the increase in price. Yesterday, the corporate operators of the pipeline released a statement saying the company had had begun to resume operations, but it would take, quote unquote, several days until fuel deliveries return to normal. On the other side of the issue, President Joe Biden signed an executive order yesterday aimed at addressing the country's vulnerability to cyber attacks in the wake of the ransomware attack on the Colonial pipeline. According to NBC News, quote, the executive order requires IT service providers to share certain breach information with the government, modernizes and implements stronger cybersecurity standards in the federal government, establishes security standards for development of software sold to the government, and will create an Energy Star label that consumers can better determine whether software has been developed securely. Now, meanwhile, as President Biden actively seeks to remedy a problem that was created by the free markets, Republicans are seizing on the opportunity to blame him for the gas shortage that, as we've discussed, is both the product of the ransomware attack as well as the ridiculous hoarding that we've seen. But these facts did not prevent House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy from trying to attack Joe Biden on the issue. Let's listen in.
Here, but you won't find any Republicans going to go raise taxes. I think that's the worst thing you can do in this economy when you watch inflation. Your gas is going up. Remember, gas price today, national gas price, has not been this high since President Biden was vice president.
So the gas price, and this is Kevin McCarthy, and this is a claim, James, that we've seen all across social media. Republicans are picking this up because they're counting on people not being able to tell the cause. And I'm going to be honest with you, when people go to the gas stations and they see that there's no gas, or they see that the gas prices are high, if they have not been paying attention to the issue, well, it could 100% fall at the feet of Joe Biden, and Republicans are counting on that. They're counting on their voters. They're counting on the people in general to not be aware of what's happening in the world. And so they're just simply trying to lay the blame at I almost went through every name. I almost just said Donald Trump. I almost just said Barack Obama, but it's President Joe Biden. Now, I don't particularly care who gets blamed for what. What I do care about is that this is just another day in the type of propaganda that the Republican Party runs on this country to the detriment of this country. Now, this issue of the shortage of gas and the gas prices should regulate itself as the pipeline opens up. But it really just strikes me as part and parcel of the problem in this country, which is half-truths, propaganda, and outright lies being spewed from the highest of positions in this country. And we see that we have all of the problems that we have in the Democratic Party. For all the issues that they have, we are dealing on the other side of the equation with a group of people who absolutely have no regard whatsoever for the truth, have no regard whatsoever for the well-being of their own voters, and certainly don't have any regard for the well-being of American citizens who don't support their ideology. But here we are. We are still particularly in the Southeast, we're still struggling with this gas shortage until the pipeline restores all the flows. And between now and then, James, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm holding on to this gas. The last few miles that I have left in this car, I'm holding on to it so I can go get this shot tomorrow, the second vaccine shot tomorrow. So if I run out of gas, it's going to be at the location where I'm getting this shot, because I got to get that shot. But